Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel. This is going to be your June 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising, and we're just going to jump straight in there with the sound bowl for a few seconds just to tune into the energy, and then we will begin. So if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. Okay, Aquarius, let us see what June has in store for you. Okay, we're going to be getting a major arcana as a theme for the month for you for June. And then we're going to do 3 piles. First pile, 3 cards will be your current energy. Your middle pile will be anything that's unseen, and the final pile will be the outcome for the month. Okay. The Magician card wanted to jump out there, but I am cutting the deck. Oh wait, I'm not. I'm getting a jumper. We'll see if anything else comes forward for you. Aquarius, June 2023. I'll take the first one. Strength. Okay. Sorry, this card has a bit of a film on it, so there's a bit of a glare. And the other one is Fortune's Wheel. Okay. So basically, Aquarius, do you have the strength to accept a new beginning? Do you have the strength to actually receive new blessings coming in your favor? Fortune coming in your favor? I wonder. Right. So, I'm going to be cutting the deck here. Let's see what happens. Boldly going where no one has gone before. Aquarius. Okay. Let's see what's coming up for you. Don't worry, I will show you all of these cards. Interesting energy that's coming up. We've definitely got the strength. I mean, this card, strength, doesn't turn up unless you're needing it at this time. But what it does promise you is that you actually have more, so I'm trying to get that glow off. You have more reserves in you than you realize, okay? You've got the lion there. So it's all about bravery, it's all about determination, it's all about courage, facing your internal demons, all right? And then Fortune turns in your favor, which is excellent. Okay, so we start the month off with the King of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the Temperance card. So you are really standing in quite a strong position in terms of thinking about your long-term sense of security, how you want to make a mark on the world, what legacy you want to leave behind. But it feels like it's been a bit of a rough road, and even though you feel like you don't have any more reserves left you because of that determination, that keep pushing forward, strength card that came up, it does feel really nice, because just when you feel like you cannot take anything more, it's like you reach a, how do I put that in words? It's like let me just try an example, okay, of what I'm feeling and seeing. It's like, say for example, you're building a wooden house and you're just hammering away, or you are doing those old-fashioned, you know, those where they get those pieces, like making a sword, and they put it in the hot fire and they start hammering down to smooth it, to just form it just right. I forget what the word is, but you'll know the word I'm talking about. It's a craft, and it feels like you are just, it's been so much, and you're at the end of your tether and you just keep hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering away, and then like this moment of equilibrium, euphoria sets in, where it becomes like a state of trance-like meditation. So Or for example, you're running a marathon and you're just at the end of your tether, and just when you feel like you're going to break, all of a sudden something else comes in and carries you, and you enter into a new state, a heightened state. That's what I'm feeling here with the Temperance card, okay? Where all of a sudden you move into this kind of, it's beautiful. It's just when you think you're broken, then you're like lifted. Okay. Now the Temperance card typically means patience, taking your time, tempering your words, molding, alchemizing one thing into another. But I'm really getting that energy of this kind of head to the ground, keep on, keep on, keep on, and then something sort of takes over. And what's quite interesting as well is that both these cards have like redheads, which is quite interesting. And I mean, redheads, they like tend to have like stereotypically redheads would be like, you know, feisty characters, you know, don't mess with them. But they do go out and they got fire in their hair as well as in their bellies, and you know, when they set their mind to something, they just go for it, you know. So it's got that sort of energy coming through as well. But I do feel this strong sense of you're plodding away, you're doing what needs to be done for your long-term sense of security, right, and work and all of that. But it's like something else takes over, and it's beautiful. It's almost being airlifted by angels and things like that, and allows you to be a bit more, it softens you, and it becomes a lot more gentle and loving. Now we do have this idea of timing coming up quite a bit in your reading, so we will talk about that. But this is what I'm feeling very strongly about this. It's just when you feel like you're broken, then you are supported. Or maybe that's what the Fortune's Wheel is all about. But let's clarify this before we move on, because this is your energy as you start the month off in June. It's like you're reaching a heightened state of almost consciousness through the pain. And it's not like heartfelt pain, it's just everything, and it's just exceedingly exhausting. Right, let's have a look here. Don't worry, I will show you these cards. Oh wow, okay. Yes. Okay, I love this. Okay, with the King of Pentacles, we've got the situation where something that you've been working on in your headspace and everything, it no longer can go that way. Okay, so but then you are on the receiving end of some sort of aid. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Swords with the World card, and then the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so what we see happening over here is as soon as you come to the conclusion, it's like you reach a conclusion in the mind space. Damn it, it cannot happen the way that I've been working so hard to do so. It could also equalize in the space of the sword energy, which is the mental body, and a belief system that no longer you realize, oh wow, that's done over with. I cannot rectify this, I cannot go back, I cannot go forward, I've just got to let this go. Okay, when you do that, the World card comes in, end of a huge cycle. And it feels like it comes, it's a bittersweet thing, just like the double-edged sword. Okay, on the one hand there's a loss, and a painful loss actually, but mentally I would say. And on the other hand, you've got this remuneration. I don't even know what remuneration means. Remuneration. It's like when you get money from a return from something else. I think. Anyway, with that Six of Pentacles. So one thing is ending the cycle, but the bittersweet ending is the fact that the mental state, the mindset on a particular ideology, on a plan moving forward, on even a work situation, perhaps even a romantic partner, that's over. Okay. And then there's a receiving as well. Now, I don't have the Death card here, but for some of you, it could be the passing of somebody, and perhaps you are on the receiving end of some sort of like inheritance or something like that, but it doesn't seem like very much. And obviously that's not going to resonate with everyone. It's not a very strong energy either. The strongest one I'm getting here is something has to come to an end, and it's bittersweet, but ultimately it's for the long haul, for the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, long term, forward side, leaving a legacy, creating stability, security for the future, all right, and doing it in a very methodical way, all right. Now, Nine of Wands is interesting because we've got the Eight of Cups here, the Nine of Cups, and then the Three of Pentacles. So for me, this is what this is telling me is you've been working your damnedest towards your wish fulfillment, okay? But there is all of a sudden like your wish fulfillment seems to be a little bit clouded in judgment, or clouded in the sense of oh, I could do this, I could, because as soon as we get because when we try and decide what is our wish fulfillment, what is it, okay, it could be, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, I want to be abundant, I want to have the perfect loving partner, I want to have a family, whatever the case may be, right? But it does come in different gifts, right? We receive our wish fulfillment in many different ways. So it feels like that you are looking towards this, and it's a bit of a struggle to kind of determine within yourself what that really means to you. But ultimately, the thing that you're working really, really hard on at the moment, okay? So this could be within work, this could be within a project, this could be working on a relationship, this could be working on anything that you've been like tirelessly keep on at it, and the thing that is questioning and asking within yourself, well, which way do I go to follow that wish fulfillment? What does wish fulfillment actually mean to me? May require you to go back on something and just finish something off. So it feels like there's unfinished business, which is a thing that makes you feel like you're dropping to your knees. Okay, so as that marathon runs, say for example, we use that analogy, and you're running the marathon, okay, and you feel like, okay, you've only got like 5 miles to go left, and you're about broken, but you're like, okay, I've got 5 miles, I'm just going to keep on doing it, and then you run past somebody who says, no, you've got 6 miles, and you're like, good God, I can't go around this loop again, okay? It's that sort of feeling. Now, so there will be, so in order to activate the 8 into the 9 of Cups, there is a need to get a few people involved and to help you to finish something off. Okay, it's unfinished business. That's what we're talking about. It's something that needs to be reworked, reevaluated, readdressed. So where you can, try and find the support network available to you. Find it as soon as possible, okay, because you're going to need it. Now, that could be financial support, that could be just friends and family, and just saying, listen, I've got this thing, I'm running this race, okay, and I know it's going to be tough, but it means a lot to me, and I'd really appreciate it if you could cheer me along, okay? Obviously, that's an example, but that's the energy I'm getting, right? Obviously not a marathon, but call in that support before you reach that breaking point. But guess what? Even when you reach that breaking point, it's like you are going to be carried. So you're going to be carried with your support network, but also, I feel, with spirit too. Now, Temperance. We've got the Hierophant, Justice, and the Two of Pentacles. So with this feeling of being kind of glided forwards, kind of being in this almost, moving almost into like a trance-like state, you are really juggling yourself within yourself. It's like you are in a bit of a yo-yo. And I've just done a Taurus reading, and they had also quite a yo-yo energy. I think everyone globally is kind of going through extreme contrasts at the moment, 1 minute they're cold, next minute they're hot, okay? 1 minute they're fully abundant, next minute they're poor. And we're seeing that with everyone at this time. It's like things are happening so speedily and changing at the drop of a hat that we can't seem to catch ourselves. We can't seem to catch up with ourselves. But this is the new normal, so we must just try and be as flexible as we can. Okay, we're seeing contrasts in the world, what we prefer, what we don't prefer, happening on a daily basis now. Okay, So with this energy, with this kind of just pushing on through, you are, what's actually happening, even though you are supported, and we've got the wheels of Fortune's wheel there and the strength cards, so I 100% know you're supported. What's actually happening at a deeper level is you're sort of tossing backwards and forward between this the kind of logical, just way, the way that is supposed to be done, the convention, the structure, and what is morally correct, what is spiritually in alignment with you, what is available for you to access and spiritually ascend. You're sort of toing and froing between these two energies, but it's under the Temperance card. So again, that's talking about divine timing. So the timing is right or the timing is ripe for these energies to be swirling backwards and forwards in your energy fields, okay? Both cards are extremely favorable, essentially, okay? But sometimes we kind of go, well, if I do it this way, is that legally just? Is that justifiable? Is that legally binding? And the other one with the Hierophant, what are the rules? What are the rules of engagement? What are the regulations regarding this? It's like torn a little bit between concrete and sand, okay? Concrete is a human construct made, I think they put sand in concrete, but that's it's now solid, right? And sand you can do a bit more with, you can still create something out of it, okay? So it's going between a very is moving between energy and stagnancy, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. But that's, you're still being airlifted, you're still sort of into that kind of heightened awareness. It's really bizarre. It's lovely though, but that's how you start off the month. So it's that's why the strength card is here. It's gonna test your nerve, are the words I'm hearing. Test your nerve. Okay, but what's unseen now is actually well, I want to say things are slowing down, but they're not really. It's just like maybe a bit of a turn in direction. Let's just put it that way. We've got the Hangman here with the 8 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. Okay? So, what is happening that you're not aware of in June is that instead of forging ahead, you're kind of going, you know what? I quite like this Temperance energy because it's toing and froing. I still need to sort of settle, okay? I can't just be like this all the time. So everything's a bit of a juggling act. In some cases, perhaps you are also juggling your finances because of the 2 of Pentacles that are there. But we've got 3 major arcanas there, and they're all extremely positive. So I'll try not to worry too much, if at all possible. I know it's difficult, it's easy to say, but those are strong energies supporting you. Then you reach a state of like, okay, well, hang on, let's whoa here for a section. Let me just double check I'm on the right. It's like this is a return to figuring out what that wish fulfillment was with that 8 and 9 of Cups. And you're like, okay, let me just sit with this for a bit. Let me just explore all avenues here and gain enlightenment, which is what the Hangman does. Because it's so toing and froing, it almost feels like either or. Ultimately, you've reached the end of a cycle anyway, so you're really good in that regard. But this is something else. This is like the next step, okay? And you're really trying to suss that out. And then with the 8 of Cups, you decide, you know what? I beg your pardon. You had the 7 to the 9 of Cups. Okay, looking at you now, you're in the 8 of Cups. So it's all about your Cups energy. For June, it's all about where your heart is at, okay? In the beginning of the month, you're saying, oh, there's options. Where does my heart tell me to go? And what does my heart want? Wish fulfillment. 8 is in the middle of that, saying, what do I need to say goodbye to in order to bring that 9th cup into my life for that wish fulfillment? What do I need to sort of let go of, okay? What do I need to emotionally detach from, okay? And then you might be stuck a little bit in the headspace again with the 2 of Swords. So like, oh, don't know which way to go, All right, let's clarify that, because the outcome, don't worry about the outcome. We'll get there. But I really like this Eight of Cups because he's not, you see with the Seven of Cups, they're like, oh, I've got this option, that option, this option, that option. Which one? By the time middle of the month comes, the Eight of Cups is basically saying, it's like you are figuring out what your wish fulfillment is, because you wouldn't be prepared to let go, detach yourself emotionally from something that you've invested a lot into unless you knew what that was. So I do see you seeing that. Okay, so let us clarify this for you. We've got 3 cards for each. Got Death, 3 of Wands, 6 of Swords. I'll show you, don't worry. 8 of Cups, we have 5 of Swords, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands, and 2 of Swords. We have the Moon, the 8 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Okay. Being in that Hangman state is quite simple. It's actually quite simple. You are in that flux. You are in that transition space, okay, where something is transforming in your life, but there's a bit of a waiting period. But a waiting period here with the 3 of Wands, Hangman, and the Temperance card now, okay? But in a way, you're waiting to move on to calmer waters. You're waiting for that peace of mind. It's like this is very, very typical of being in a transition. You're neither here nor there. Now, to be honest, the ending has already happened. The new hasn't come in yet. So it's that kind of, with the Hangman, he he's hanging upside down. But remember, guess what? He sways. Okay, he moves. Just like the juggling act, it moves backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It can put us in a very unstable set of mind, but ultimately the Death card is extremely powerful because it says that the season is finishing now. You are transforming, you are growing, you're expanding, you're learning. Okay, life is changing and it's big. Okay, but there is a period of waiting where you're kind of waiting for like the dust to settle, or for just it to settle within your mind. Okay, now with the 8 of Cups, we've got the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So here we have a situation where there may be a need to cut, like this is what I was talking about, emotionally detach, okay? There may be the need, in order to embrace your wish fulfillment, you may need to say goodbye. Now in any new beginning, you always have to say goodbye to the old. That's just how life works. So the 5 of Swords can talk about kind of winning at all costs, and follow with the Queen of Cups energy. I'm really feeling like it's your energy that you're embracing. I mean, it could be somebody that you're leaving behind who's has a type of characteristics of the Queen of Cups, type of motherly kind of energy, or someone who's a good listener, or maternal kind of energy there. But what I'm seeing here is that you've reached that point now that you've allowed yourself, you've been backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, that now you're at that point of like, no, I want my number 9. I want my 9th cup. I want my wish fulfillment. That's what this, I haven't come all this way to not do that. And it may require me saying goodbye. I'm going to have to do it. See, the 5 of Swords sometimes talks about, like winning at all costs. And it sometimes can be perceived as quite negative, but it's not so negative in the sense that sometimes we just need to cut certain cords, cut certain ties, because it's that last stretch. Remember the marathon? It's that last final stretch. It's like, pulling off all the luggage and just I just got to do it. I don't care if someone steals my luggage, if I'm carrying something. The marathon runners don't, carry things, but you know what I mean. And charging forward with that Knight of Wands, okay? So I do feel that it starts off in the head space of like, you know what, enough's enough. I just need to make this happen. Then it moves into the heart space of like trying to even intellectually detach from the emotional ties, because you're following now your focus is on your own heart, okay? And once you sort of awaken that and say, how's it? I'm going to honor you now because I've been dishonoring you for, every so often. We always do it to ourselves. We put other people first, or we don't follow our true calling or our heart because we fear. When we fear things, those are usually the things we need to do because we actually really want to do them, but we fear them. Okay, that's the strength card all over. But to emotionally detach from something in the headspace is to also to attach yourself within your own what you want, and then that spurs and opens up the solar plexus of the energy and the momentum forward, going, yes, I'm driven forward, I'm gonna do this. You know what, the Eight of Wands, he's looking at the horizon there, he wants to walk towards the horizon to find his Nine of Cups, because he's damn well sure it exists there. But he's not just walking there, no, by this point you are running, okay? And then we got the Two of Swords. So it's like, even while you're running, you're like, oh, blah, blah. That's the self-doubt that's coming in. And the self-doubt really refers to this idea of uncertainty for the future. We've got the Moon card with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Cups. Now, in one aspect, the Nine of Cups has with it the Nine of Cups that your wish fulfillment that you're walking towards, that has wonderful opportunity available. We've got the Page of Cups. We've got emotional offers coming in. Emotional offers in the sense that it is an offering that comes in that it's got the fish in the cup. I don't know if you can see that, which represents it being kind of that there is it can be fruitful, it can be abundant. Okay, he's got a squid on his head as well. Not really sure about the squid, but I'm picking up the whole kind of the intelligence, mindset behind it. So it feels like there's an offering that's coming on towards you, but you're still a little bit stuck in the headspace of like, but if I do this, I don't want to trap myself further because the future is so uncertain. So it's like, do I take the offering or do I stay in my stuck position? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Stalemate position here. Okay, do I take it, do I not? You see, with the Moon card, there's a pathway running through the center. Okay, it's about the pathway is running through the center of those two pillars. In the distance there are mountains. Mountains represent achievements. Okay, pillars are like strong holdings, right? You've got the wolf and you've got the dog. You've got your wild side and you've got your tame domestic side, okay? And it's all about the balance, temperance, right? It's all about the balance. And that's what you may also be sort of toying between. It's like you're trying to tame your inner beast and you're trying to let your your tame side go a little bit risky. It's almost like switching back inside out and backwards and back to front all at once. And that's what causes you to be a little bit like, this is too much. But I would say the offer is very, very good because you've got that Wheel of Fortune, okay? Now, the outcome of the month is quite interesting because we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so what starts off, it feels like there could be an element of, you're left all by yourself, nobody cares about you, there isn't support, to all of a sudden we have wish fulfillment and we've got now news coming on in that's going to support you in the work and the way forward. So Page of Wands and Knight of Wands, I mean, this is all like really excitable energy, really things to get excited about, okay? But we've got the headspace that's still kind of pushing you down a wee bit. Five of Pentacles is that card of, sometimes it can be victim mentality, sometimes it can be lack mentality, but it depends on how you look at it. For me, the light that's coming out of the church here is jumping out at me. Now, sometimes I look at this card and it seems very, very dark, okay? And then I see it more in a negative state. But now I'm seeing it in a very positive state. And traditionally what that means in the Gilded deck is that even if you feel like you're left out in the cold, that you're homeless, you've got nowhere to go, there's a church available. And we're not talking literally, but that's a story behind the card. There is help available, there is support, there is access. So you could instantly feeling like, oh God, I'm out all by myself, nobody understands, because I feel like, what is that word? Derelict. Feeling derelict, desolate as well, but derelict, whatever that means. Oh, that means, I think it's related to buildings, where they bash down buildings. Anyway, I'm feeling derelict, and there's not enough, but then all of a sudden your wish fulfillment comes in with the 9 of Cups. So you go from the 7 to the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups twice. Wish fulfillment is at hand for you in the month of June, okay? Let us clarify, because it feels like it could sometimes be that question of, what represents, it brings you back to the beginning of the month. What is my wish fulfillment? What represents my wish? What represents my happiness? Is it financial abundance? Is it my heart space? Is it the things I go out and do in the world, my purpose? What is it? And it's all kind of tying that all up in a nice big box by the end of the month. But we do have Fortune's Wheel, so it is in your favor. Let us clarify. Okay. We got the Strength card again. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Ooh la la. Strength from the 9 to the 10 of Pentacles. Aquarius, like, you're okay. You're alright. We've got the 2 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune again. And the 2 of Wands. And then on the Page of Wands, we've got the 10 of Wands. The Emperor. And the Knight of Cups. Okay, so with that 5 of Pentacles, where it felt like there was support at hand, the biggest goal, the biggest lesson here you're going to have to learn is pride by the end of the month, okay? Because we're talking about the lion with that Strength card. We're talking about a lion's pride, the pride of a lion. Are you able to understand where your pride lies as it relates to your pentacles, your finance? It feels to me we've got a situation coming on in where you are going to be a lot more financially abundant than you realize. Okay, we've got the 9 moving to the 10. In one aspect, this is you standing in your power, being a lot more financially sufficient, self-sufficient, independent, with vision for the future. And then you go from the 9 to the 10, like immediately. So what's actually happening at a deep level is when you start recognizing the energy of, oh wow, there is support available if I am willing to accept blessings, willing to receive help, then instead of waiting for, I don't know how many cycles from 9 to move into 10, we've got sense of security. And what this actually meaning at a deep level is it relates to your heart. Okay, so when you start treating your heart like abundance, I know this sounds very wishy-washy, airy-fairy, but I'm really picking up on that strongly in the sense of your sense of financial security within your own self. All of a sudden opens a gateway for more to come in. So the 10 of Pentacles can sometimes talk about an inheritance, particularly if for some of you, there has been a passing in the beginning of the month, like I did touch on for some of you. They can also talk about a lump sum of cash that was unexpected as well, or perhaps it is expected, but what I do see here is it feels so connected to that Strength card. It feels so connected to, are you willing, are you able to be receiving now? Because Fortune's Wheel is in your favor now, okay? Sometimes we have the pride of, like, we want to earn what we get in a money way. But you know what? You might be giving out so much love or support or energetic help or a smile to a stranger in so many other facets of your life, where they are needing that, and where you are in a lack, maybe if it's financial or what this idea of security, because that seems to come up quite a lot with that King of Pentacles. That's where you're needing the aid. And karma goes backwards and forwards, you get it back, but in a way that's right for you. Okay, so don't be afraid of seeking help. Don't be afraid of receiving, because it's available to you. Okay, If it didn't arrive, then it was never meant to be. But if it's offered, you know, then there is it was earned, because otherwise it couldn't be offered. That's just how it works, right? Now, wish fulfillment. Again, you're a bit like a, but what exactly is it? What does it really mean? We've got the Two of Swords here with the Wheel of Fortune again, right? And then the Two of Wands. So we really are looking at this energy of, okay, well, now that the wheel is turning in my favor, now that I have options, now that I have opportunities, you know, that I can actually decide what it is I want, you might be going a little bit backwards and forwards again to do with that idea about, well, where in the world do I want to be? Or if I want to, maybe I want to start a business, maybe I want to start a new business, but how do I do it? And I don't want to just do it superficially, I want to do it with depth. Or maybe I want to travel somewhere, because he's holding the globe in his hand, you see, and we've got the world turn up there as well. So in some cases it could be to do with world ideas. Well, what is, like, if money was no object, or if you had absolutely no commitments, what would your wish fulfillment be? And these are the things that you are still kind of eyeing about within yourself, whether what yours is versus what the people around you's are, okay? But with the Wheel of Fortune turning again with that, it feels to me like you are going to be making a very solid decision. It feels like you are going to take the time. I feel like every decision you make in the month of June is very carefully thought out. You're not sort of jumping the gun with anything. So then if that's the case, when what these cards read, then take credit that whatever you decide to do, stick with it, you know. Self-judgment or self-doubt does tend to creep in, and that's the beast that we always need to address, you know, the lion, our inner beast that we need to address, and we can't help that sometimes. It does creep in, but with these cards I can see that everything is very clearly thought through, not rushing anything here, you know. So trust in your decision, because I do see you making a decision. Then we got the Page of Wands, clarified with the Ten of Wands, the Emperor, and the Knight of Cups. So here we have it feels very exciting with regards to either a work or project that can open the gateway a little bit more. It can be, say for example, you had this idea for a business, okay, or you had this, you've basically made the decision by the end of the month of what your wish fulfillment is. It may not be finely molded out, but you've got a very clear picture on what it is. And as soon as that happens, you start to get good news that supports that, okay, because the universe loves that sort of stuff. The universe kind of goes, oh great, now we don't have to deal with contradicting belief systems anymore. With this person, the Aquarius has been extremely clear now, so we can work with that, because they're no longer putting up barriers, kind of going, oh but I want this, no but I want this, no but I want this. And the universe is working very hard behind the scenes to give you what you want, but then every time it's another delay, or it contradicts the other thing, and then everything's a big fat mess. Well, by the end of the month, you're going to be very clear about what that is, okay? And then the universe kind of goes, yay, Aquarius, okay, fine, we'll throw this your way. And what that enables you to do, it's some sort of good news, it's going to get you really excited, okay? Because now you're in this Nine of Cups energy, and you're like, wow, things are now starting to fall into place. Fortune's wheel, twice, right? It enables you to close the thing off that you've been currently working on, okay? So even if you've already walked away from something emotionally, that is like emotionally, it's like intellectually cutting off as well, but like emotionally you're making peace with it, okay? So sometimes we always need to decide within ourselves, find where our heart's at, and make peace within ourselves before we can actually get on and actually do what needs to be done, right? With any sort of kind of walking away from something and implementing a new beginning. So by the end of the month, we've got this like clues and signs and synchronicities kind of the universe kind of going, yes, yes, Aquarius, this is wonderful. And now you just have to get on and close it all off with the Ten of Wands, okay? Now you just need to do the things that you need to do to make that clean slate. And then the Emperor comes in and says, okay, Aquarius, excellent. Now that you've closed off everything that you need to close off, let's think big. So we've got the King of Pentacles in the beginning here, and we've got the Emperor as well at the end. So you are going to be in a much more solid state of mind, and how you move and operate in the world, how you apply yourself, the things you set into motion by the end of the month, okay? And with the Knight of Cups, you are moving with your heart. So that Queen of Cups energy, that real connecting back to your heart, feels like it goes from there to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and eventually you gravitate more towards this. And as soon as this is activated and opened, then the solar plexus goes, yeah, I love that, and then I'm going to move with you then, okay? So the Knight of Cups is you're going to be moving with your heart, even in almost like a dreamlike state, but also like idealistic dreamlike quality. It's wonderful. Do it. It's important because you're sorted. You've got the Emperor on your side here. So you're backed by the Emperor, which actually overrides the Knight of Cups anyway, right? So you've got that backing. Now you can allow yourself to get a bit excited, a bit in a dreamlike quality, and start to think about opportunities and wish fulfillment and all of those things. Even though I know you've reached your decision, your basic decision, it's like, well, what's the most creative and funnest way to do this? What's the best, exciting, most desirable approach to do it? And enjoy that journey rather than just having to rush ahead, rush ahead, rush ahead. Okay, so wow, Aquarius. It's an excellent turnout, but it's a roller coaster ride. It really is. So let us see what advice Spirit has for you for June. What does Aquarius need to know for June? Thank you. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? This ties us back right with this Eight of Cups, which is right in the center of the reading. Walking away, okay? Walking away from the old in order to grab the best, right? This is not selling yourself short. But Spirit is really asking you to really look at the things that you are still clinging so hardly on. The attachments that you have to mindset, the attachment to belief systems, the attachment to people, the attachment to situations, to workplaces, to home places, to whatever the case may be. There is something you have already ended a cycle. You are in the energy of transformation. You are in that transition period over the month of June, okay? Not quite started a new thing yet, right? Because you've got to be very clear about what that is, and the transition is backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Spirit is really asking you to question, what are you holding on that's so tight, okay? Sometimes when we hold on something that too tightly, we're actually causing, it's no longer healthy, okay? It's become unhealthy. When we hold on for dear life, we could be restricting the natural flow and order of things, okay? So as things fall away, as they must, at the end of a cycle, understand within yourself that seasons come and seasons go, and you are entering into the spring of your next season, the next chapter in your life. And it's very prosperous, it's very exciting. But you don't want to take the bricks of this crumbling tower with you. That's going to weigh you down, that's going to keep you heavy, all right? So be clear within your heart space what's right for you. Be willing to let go and embrace the new. That rhymes. There we go. So that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I really hope it helped. It's a big month. If you're interested in a personal reading, okay, because I'm not doing extensions anymore, then visit my website, loveitormore.com. Details are in the description box below. Have an excellent month, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.